Europe, a land rich in history, culture, and transformation. Over thousands of years, Europe has been home to empires, revolutions, and ideas that have shaped the world we know today. From ancient civilizations to modern nations, this is the story of Europe's incredible journey. Long before cities and kingdoms, Europe was home to early humans. They lived in small tribes, hunting, gathering, and slowly learning to farm. By around 7000 BC, these early Europeans began forming permanent settlements. The Greeks would later build one of the earliest and most important civilizations in Europe, known for its philosophy, art, and democracy. But it was the Romans who created the first great European empire. The Roman Empire spanned across much of Europe, bringing roads, laws, and cities. At its height, Rome was a symbol of power, but in 476 AD, it fell to invading barbarian tribes, marking the end of ancient Europe. After the fall of Rome, Europe entered the Middle Ages, a time of feudalism where kings and queens ruled over small kingdoms. People lived in villages and worked the land. Castles and churches dominated the landscape. Viking raids terrorized Europe, but they also traded and explored. Meanwhile, the Catholic Church grew incredibly powerful. Christianity spread across the continent, and massive cathedrals were built to honor God. The Middle Ages were also marked by the Crusades, wars fought over control of the Holy Land. By the end of this period, cities began to grow, trade flourished, and universities were founded. Europe was on the brink of great change. The Renaissance, or rebirth, began in Italy and spread across Europe. It was a time of renewed interest in art, science, and learning. Figures like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo created masterpieces, while explorers like Columbus discovered new lands. At the same time, the Reformation shook Europe. Martin Luther questioned the Catholic Church, leading to the rise of Protestantism and religious wars that would divide the continent. As European nations grew more powerful, they sought to expand their influence around the globe. Countries like Spain, Portugal, Britain, and France built vast empires by colonizing the Americas, Africa, and Asia. Back in Europe, monarchs ruled with absolute power, but new ideas were emerging. The Enlightenment brought a wave of intellectual change, with thinkers like Voltaire and Rousseau calling for reason, freedom, and democracy. These ideas would soon spark revolutions. The French Revolution in 1789 shook Europe. The people overthrew their king, demanding liberty, equality, and fraternity. Soon after, Napoleon Bonaparte seized power, leading France into wars across Europe before being defeated. Meanwhile, the Industrial Revolution transformed Europe. Cities grew as factories churned out goods. New inventions like the steam engine and railways changed daily life forever. Nationalism swept across the continent. Countries like Germany and Italy united into single nations, while old empires like Austria and the Ottomans struggled to keep their territories intact. The 20th century began with one of the deadliest conflicts in history, World War I. Rivalries between European powers, fueled by nationalism and alliances, plunged the continent into war. Millions died, and Europe was left devastated. Just 2 decades later, Europe was at war again. World War II began in 1939, when Nazi Germany, led by Adolf Hitler, invaded Poland. The war spread across Europe, leading to unimaginable destruction. By 1945, Europe was in ruins, but the Allied victory laid the foundation for a new era of cooperation and peace. After World War II, Europe was divided between East and West. The Cold War saw Europe split between capitalist countries, supported by the United States, and communist countries, led by the Soviet Union. The Berlin Wall became a symbol of this divide. In 1989, the Berlin Wall fell, and with it, the Cold War came to an end. Eastern European countries gained independence, and soon after, many joined the European Union, a political and economic union aiming to bring peace and stability to the continent. Today, Europe is a continent of vibrant nations, each with its unique history, culture, and traditions. From ancient empires to modern democracies, Europe's story is one of constant change and innovation. As we look to the future, Europe continues to be a vital player on the world stage, reminding us that its past shapes our present and future. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about history, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Wisdom Issue.